Alrighty guys, we're back for some Orzhov Humans, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath, Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some Ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do get that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? First of all, it's really close to just being mono white. We're just splashing black for a couple pretty powerful humans, honestly. Evolved Sleeper, we have all four of them in here. It is a very strong human. We know the power that this card has overall in mono black and everything. It's going to be really good in here. I just know it. We also are splashing black for Jirina, Dauntless General. This is a 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature, and when it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. That could come in handy, huh? Has a bottom ability here too. Sacrifice Jirina. Humans you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Wow. Seems pretty solid overall, guys. It might be worth having 3 of these in here. I'm just not too sure. I think we're just going to test out Jirina first. I definitely think it's going to be worth the 2 of, though. We're also splashing black for a couple cut downs here, just solid removal. Honestly, just choose your removal of choice and you'll be fine. You like Fateful Absence, go for that. You like Go for the Throat, go for that. I think the cut downs are going to come in handy though, so more removal. I actually have Elspeth Smite in here. I like Elspeth Smite a lot, especially in a deck where we're attacking in often. It kind of acts as a combat trick sometimes. So for 1 white mana at instant speed, Elspeth Smite deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Yeah, I just think it's solid, man. I like playing it over lay down arms in decks that aren't playing too many planes as well, too. So, yeah, I think it's good. All right, what other humans do we got packed in here? We got a couple Thalia. Yep. Maybe we want more Thalia, maybe, but we do have some non-creature spells in here that, I mean, obviously the cut down in the Elspeth Smite, it doesn't get hit too hard, but we have some other stuff in here. I think the 2 of is going to be completely fine. Oh, this is a post-ban brew too, so Fable of the Mirror Breaker's gone, Reckoner Bankbuster is out of here, and Invoke Despair's gone too, so technically all those great cards are just out of the format. Thalia doesn't hit him anymore, so I still think it's going to be worth the 2 of, though, regardless. Okay, we have all 4 Resolute Reinforcements. Even though the soldier that you're generating isn't a human, it's completely fine. Going wide in a deck like this is going to be very important, especially when we can boost that wide board state with cards like Intrepid Adversary. We have a couple of them. The lifelink's great. Activating that ability, just kind of treating this as a 4-drop is necessary sometimes. Holding it back in your hand is very necessary, then buffing a wide board state after going wide with reinforcements happens to be really powerful and helps you end games. We've got the Coppercoat Vanguard here, 2 mana 2/2. Each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has Ward 1. Getting a couple Vanguards down is really powerful, man. This is a good one, and it's uncommon too, which is awesome. One of the main reasons to try humans out at least, right? Okay, our 3 mana spots, we got all 4 Brutal Cathars, just excellent piece of removal attached to a human creature. Yep. Sounds good. Loran of the Third Path helps us take out enchantments like Ossification, which we are seeing everywhere. Mono white mid-range / control runs like all 4 Ossification. Ossification is in the Selesnya enchantments as well. So now Bankbuster's gone, so there's less artifacts to hit. I still think Loran's going to be a solid creature here as a 1-of. Couple wedding announcements generating us humans and also boosting the wide board state once it flips into wedding festivity. It's going to be pretty important. I could see going up to 3 or 4 of these just right now. I don't even think we have to play. I just think it's going to be important. But if you go up to 3 or 4, then we're looking at that Thalia as the card you cut. But I still think it's going to be worth the 2 Thalia. So yeah, just 2 wedding announcements this time. Couple Adelines, maybe we want 3 of these. But I did actually take this into some test matches, and the legendary creatures were really holding me up, so that's another reason why we only have 2 of a lot of the legendaries here. So Adeline is very powerful, though, and it really fits that human theme, generating more humans that work with the Vanguard. So, okay, the top end Knight-Errant of Eos is a human knight. It's 5 mana, 4/4. It has Convoke, so our creatures can help us cast this. And when Knight-Errant of Eos enters the battlefield, you look at the top 6 cards of your library, which is a lot of cards. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards with mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked Knight-Errant of Eos. Honestly, It's pretty, well, let me finish reading this, right? Put the revealed cards into your hand, then shuffle. It's really easy to convoke with 3 creatures. Like, it's really, really easy, right? And it's not unheard of to have nothing on your turn 1, turn 2 reinforcements, flash that down on your opponent's turn 3, drop your 3rd mana, and then convoke for 2 the Knight-Errant. So you have a turn 3, 4/4, and you're potentially grabbing like 2 more 2-drops and stacking them into your hand. Just the Knight-Errant of Eos and the reinforcements alone, it's quite the combo, guys. It's pretty powerful, and we pull it off all the time. So also have an Elspeth Resplendent here on the top end too, kind of to help us wrap up games. So it's a 5 mana, 5 loyalty, a legendary planeswalker. In my opinion, it's underplayed. So it's got a +1 here. Choose up to 1 target creature. Put a +1/+1 counter and a counter from among flying, first strike, lifelink, or vigilance on it. Everything about that +1 is amazing in a creature build. It really is. It could be as simple as just wrapping up the game by plugging the +1/+1 counter and flying onto an Adeline, and then swinging in the air with a big old chunky Adeline when the opponent locked down the ground or something, you know? It's got a -3 here too. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield with a shield counter on it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So you could grab something like a wedding announcement with it, man. Or you could hit your Loran of the 3rd path and take care of a tricky enchantment or something. So yeah, I really like Elspeth here. We won't get to see the -7 too often, but I should go over it. For -7, you create 5 3/3 white angel creature tokens with flying. So that can obviously help you wrap up the game as well. The mana base, guys, we do have all the caves. The Painlands shouldn't be too bad in here. All the Shattered Sanctums as well. Abandoned Mire, Seat of the Empire, and we are heavily leaning towards the plains. But that doesn't mean that I cut too many of the swamps. Like, if I would have went down 2 more swamps and a couple more plains, I think the deck would have been fine. But that does mean we'd be activating the Evolved Sleeper ability a lot less. Got to be real with you guys. I think Evolved Sleeper is going to be a very important part of this deck strategy as an early creature. So, I mean, obviously for aggro decks, 1-drops are very important, and Sleepers are only 1-drop. So, yep, that's the mana base. We got some honorable mentions over here as well. Just some humans. I'm not going to go over them. Just want to bring it up that I thought about all of these cards for the build. Hopeful Initiate could have been cool. Recruitment Officer, obviously. Guardian of New Benalia's amazing. Tenacious Underdog. Yeah, it's a really good human, isn't it? But I don't know about for this build. Honestly, maybe. I mean, it's in the honorable mentions for a reason, right? And Siege Veteran I thought a little bit about as well. So, okay, guys, that's the list. It's going to be a relatively simple one. I think it's going to be pretty good. Like I said, I did play some test matches with this one in particular, and it's good. I like it. So let's go ahead, hop into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, guys, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. So what am I expecting from the build? I'm actually expecting a lot overall. Oh, there we go. I am expecting a lot, guys. I know I probably shouldn't, but hey, Fable's out, Invoke Despair's out, Reckoner Bankbuster's out. Those are all very powerful cards. So maybe it's okay to expect a lot from a build like this. Okay, we don't have our turn 1. Our turn 2 isn't the greatest, but we'll be able to keep Elspeth Smite open and play a sleeper. Opponent goes first. We're on the draw. We could find an untapped black source to get sleeper down turn 1. This might be a mulligan hand, but I don't think so. We have enough 1-drops here to make our turn 2 worthwhile, so even if we do see... I mean, let's see what we see first. Mono red, this could be tricky. Another sleeper, okay. So Elspeth Smite cut down. Both of these are really good against mono red, so that's lucky. Like Elspeth Smite exiles, so the Phoenix chick won't be too much of a problem. Cut down hits the adversary too. Honestly, maybe we just keep both of those open. I was going to say get Evolved Sleeper down and keep the Smite open, but maybe we just keep both of these. We have Brutal Cathar for next turn too. Yeah, let's keep both of our pieces of removal open for the turn. We're going to have to go on the defense here for sure. Okay, cut down hits Feldon, and we probably still exile Phoenix Chick because we have enough blockers on the ground. So cut down Feldon, exile Phoenix Chick, get it out of here, right? Take the 2. I think I like that. And we can still pick up the adversary with the Cathar. Cathar probably gets burnt though, so maybe we just get Wedding Announcement down so it can flip sooner. And we have a chump blocker if we need it, unless they go for burn for it, which would be good for us. Except for End the Festivities, which I've been seeing a little bit more of recently. Okay, Commando down to 13. Do we chump or do we wait? Oh, there's the burn. Strangle for it. Wow. Go for 2 to the face. Okay. Shattered Sanctum. That's good news, guys. We needed the other black source to start getting these rolling. Cathar takes adversary. They burn Cathar, get adversary back, pay the price if they have their 4th. Like if it's like play with fire, then that's really, really bad. This is a very bad target to hit. We just double down on Sleeper. We just go Sleeper in general. We could have it to power up. Cathar hitting something else might be better, man. We get a 1/1 from the announcement too. Yeah, the big issue is if we Cathar adversary and they play a mountain, they could go play with fire Cathar, adversary comes back, pay the 3, and bring back the play with fire or the strangle and pick up both of our creatures. I'm concerned about that. But I think we risk it. That's a lot for the opponent to have. Like it's not an unheard of line of play for mono red, but it would still be a little lucky, so let's go for it. Second Sleeper could have been fine too. If they do spend all that mana, bring adversary back, they're hitting for 3 next turn, and they're not playing a creature for the second phase on. Oh, well, that's good news. They do it on their turn, which means they won't get the pay. Yeah, that's good. That's good news, guys. They would have waited if they found a mountain on the top. Yeah, see, that would have been devastating, dude. Okay, they go Lightning Strike on our Sleeper. Get that out of here, huh? I guess we take the 2. Because our Wedding Announcement's going to buff everything next turn, so we'd rather trade than anything. Ooh, Reinforcements is such a good draw, guys. It really is. So we got to keep back all the blockers for the turn and just see what happens here. Wedding Announcement. We could swing for 1. I think it's better to save the blockers for now. I guess we never really know what the opponent could find off the top. Mechanized Warfare, wow. They probably go for the swing here, but I mean, that trade, no matter what, we have trades for days, and they don't even know we have the reinforcements, so it doesn't even have to be trades, man. I mean, yeah, it does, because of Mechanized Warfare. I was going to say we could buff the Sleeper above it, but Warfare does that extra. All right, I think we can pull this back now. I think we defended long enough. Honestly, Knight-Errant of Eos would be such a good draw. Another land. There's a lot of things we could draw that would be better, huh? Get it up to a 4/4. I guess let's see if they block the Sleeper. We're going to keep everything else back, man. We're at 9. I know how dangerous mono red can be, especially once Warfare hits the board. Like, they could find a Reckless off the top, see another 2 cards, and then just, like, double play with fire our face or something ridiculous. So, yeah, I know how dangerous it could be. We're keeping everything back, letting the Sleeper do the Sleeper thing. And we'll play the Plains. I don't know if we actually need the 6 mana on the board, but we don't have anything to really filter it out, so I think this is fine. I think it might actually be looking great for us. I'm concerned about End the Festivities. That's the biggest concern. Oh, actually, End the Festivities. Oh, GG opponent. Wow. End the Festivities would have cleared up our board. It would have dealt 2 damage to us and then 6 there. So if I mean, that would have been really bad. End the Festivities would have been amazing for them. Actually, Because we were a couple turns away from winning, too. Maybe they didn't have End the Festivities in the build. Maybe. But yeah, mono red can really see it. Reckless Impulse off the top, or Ren's Resolve is like the same card too. And then see 2 1-drops. Like, it could be disgusting. Or it could be as simple as finding like that 5th mana, dropping the Chandra on the same turn too. Chandra +1 a couple turns in a row, keep your blockers back. We were wide enough though to take out the Chandra. And at some point we were going to see something off the top that wasn't land too, so I understand the concede. I do. Okay, no black source. We do have enough black sources in the mana base, right? We have 12 black sources. We go first here. This is a pretty bad hand for going first. I think, unfortunately, this is a mulligan, guys. There we go. Much better. What do we ditch? The swamp? Because we have a chance of seeing another swamp off the top, so we keep Abandoned Mire as the land of choice. That's good. Yep. I think that's pretty good. Actually, I guess we're going first, so we could have cut the swamp too, because we should keep the cut down open for turn 1. Yeah, the swamp would have been fine there. If we were going second, that's what I was thinking there. Like, we had a chance of seeing the mana off the top. Yeah, we should take out Skrelv. It's a good hit for us, man. Skrelv's a pain in the butt. Nice. Reinforcements. Brushland. Okay. Some Toxic. Ooh, Ozolith. Very cool. Okay, Reinforcements comes down. Come on, something to buff our state? Nope. Okay. Cathar's open, but we just keep Reinforcements open instead. There's plenty in here that we can see. The Vanguard would be so good. Alex, okay. It's gonna be a 3/3. We're gonna take it. It's gonna be a 4/4 because of the Ozolith. Hoo-hoo, that's cool. I like it. I like it, opponent. Come on, man, let's buff this board state. Another land. Ah, jeez. Alright, let's buff the board state next turn, right? This is definitely the type of build that unfortunately runs ossification and other form of enchantment removal, so I'm pretty sure they get the Calyx back, but they're at 12, so we do see something to buff the board state. Ossification. Takes the Cathar. Our Loran off the top would be good. Hit ossification, right? Skrelv comes down to 11. Cut down. I guess it can't hit the Calyx, but that would have been good. Oh man, the mana and the draws have been bad. Maybe we do need more dual land in here. Maybe. I don't know. We might be getting a little unlucky here too. So Calyx blocks, they take 3. They don't know it's in hand, so maybe there's a like if this was an Elspeth Smite instead, that would be so much better than the cut down right now. Skrelv can't block. We go in. They don't know what we have, man. So I kind of wish this was an Elspeth Smite, honestly, but nah, he's taking a bunch of damage down to 7. Skrelv before they activate its ability. Play the planes for what, though? They might end up targeting Skrelv with... They might have protection, too. That's a tough decision. I'm going to go Skrelv now while they're tapped out. A deck like that does run protection. I think playing the planes there is fine. Yeah, hopefully we don't see more... hopefully we don't see more land off the top, guys. If so, I'm going to double check to make sure how much land we have in here. I think I forgot to mention it while going over the deck. It's 23 to 24, and I think it's 24 because we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things that we want to get to that's expensive. 24 makes sense when you have a lot of 3-drops that you want to hit on curve and stuff. Tilda has lifelink. Thalia's not the best off the top. This lifelink is going to pull them right back in, guys. It's going to pull them right back in. We need something huge, man. Both of our cut downs are gone. That can't hit Catilda anyways. Yeah, I'm still looking at that Elspeth Smite, man. It could have hit the Catilda if we would have seen that full swung. hit the Catilda before the lifelink goes through. Would have been pretty good, man. Uh-oh, ossification number 2. Counter on Catilda, swing for 6 in the air, back up to 12. Yep, they're gonna pull this back, guys. Adeline's a good draw. Man, we're getting a lot of good draws, but like, we need to see that Knight-Errant. We really do. We full swing because we're generating an extra human, and then they block our reinforcements, take 4. Like, we gotta keep them on their toes, because at any point we can full buff this board state and potentially win. Especially if they tap out. Wedding announcement. Full swing would get them a draw, not a creature. Oh, they're going for the creature, unfortunately. Back up to 17. Catilda's a pain in the butt. No, more land. No. Okay, the block probably happens to the Adeline. Oh, we're dead regardless, huh? Catilda in the air. We might as well full swing. Pretty bad draws this game, but you can never really tell if it's the deck or just how unlucky you're getting. This felt a little unlucky, though, overall. The mana was really janky, too. At least we eventually saw the Shattered Sanctum, huh? They're double-checking. You can successfully block with the Calyx, but they don't know what's in our hand, like, so playing around it makes sense. As a matter of fact, I don't think they play around the Catilda swing, but we might as well keep it in hand just in case. I guess sometimes you never know. Catilda wins in the air regardless, so this would have been a good example game of like, your choice of removal really matters. So like, if instead of cut down, if you went go for the throat, then maybe we would have saved it and hit the Catilda when it came time. Third ossification. So I like the opponent's build, including the Ozolith. I wonder if this is a one of. What's really cool about the Ozolith is it has cycling 2 on it too. So you can successfully run a couple of them, even though they're legendary, and then eventually cycle them out. A good game, opponent. Good game, buddy. Catilda's rough, man. The lifelink pulls you right back in if you don't have removal for the Catilda. The opponents are still in the game until that lifelink hits, so that's rough business. All right, let's go into the next one. I think that could have been ours on in a lot of different scenarios there. If we would have seen Vanguard earlier, then full swings, a couple full swings in a row with our Vanguard on the board would have been huge for us. Yeah. Oh, there's our Vanguard. Oh, much better hand. No dual land again, though, but that's okay. At least we're seeing stuff. This is like the hand that you would normally expect from a deck like this, right? There's the Knight-Errant. See, this is our way to restock our hand. Get a couple creatures back. And so whenever we completely run out of cards, that's the go-to. We drop Vanguard. I think they trade. Sleeper's a great trade into the Iconoclast. I think that's a decent trade for both of us. Let's do that. Wow, they take the 2. Yeah, they want to keep the Iconoclast on the board. If we go, we can go Knight-Errant next turn if nothing dies. Grab a couple 2-drops to our hand, potentially. We do have a lot of them in here. 1s and 2s. With 3 more sleepers. Another adversary, 2 Adelines. We have the Dauntless General as a 2 of, and we have all 4 of the other 2-drop that I can't remember. Oh, Resolute Reinforcements. Probably Protection open here, I would say. And they keep Protection open and then they try to go wide on our turn, so. Loran's fine. I think we just go right into Knight-Errant, though. Now that they don't have a blue source open, we know it's not a counterspell. Okay, well, Thalia is really good against that style build. Going wide with Resolute Reinforcements would be good too, but honestly, Dauntless General sounds a little bit better right now. Their deck is the style of deck that runs a lot of burn and everything, so having a way to make everything more expensive and a way to give hexproof to everything in an emergency sounds really good. And we can play both of these next turn. That sounds really good, man. Opponent needs to pop off this turn for sure. Or they're in trouble. We also have Intrepid Adversary when it comes time to. Stoke the Flames. Pay the ward 1. Yeah, they want to do it now because the Thalia and the Dauntless General is going to be an absolute pain for them. Do we play both of them? We swing for 2. Both at 18. Okay, Plains comes down. Adeline's a great draw. Yep, Thalia's just like too good to pass up against that build. And we wait because they have great blocks here. Target player, sure. That stoked the flames out of here. Now we do have this ability, but I think we just hold it all back this time. Yeah, them going wide with soldiers is pretty bad for us, because it's not like our deck runs a lot of trample or anything, so we'll see. I think this is anyone's game as of right now. We have a lot of great utility against them, so they could make Stoke the Flames cost pretty cheap. They can pay the ward cost and the Thalia tax. If they do any amount of swings, then the Intrepid Adversary hits really hard. Okay, 1-1, 1-1, and Dauntless General Protection? Sure. Let's do it. I mean, that's what the Dauntless General's in here for, and I think keeping the Vanguard overall is going to be much better. They did that before the swing too, so now we have Indestructible on everything, making their swing pretty bad. Brutal Cathar. Okay, well, Brutal Cathar hits one of these, but we know they are running a lot of burn. Intrepid Adversary. If we go Adeline, have the sleeper open, full swing, see what they do. I think the swings are pretty bad. I think we just go Brutal Cathar, pick up the Iconoclast, and hope that they don't have any more burn in hand. And if they do, they still have to pay the ward cost and the Thalia tax, so they'd want to hit Vanguard first. Unless it's a third Stoke the Flames, in which case, again, they could make it pretty cheap by doing Convoke. Oh, Meeting of Minds, draw 2. Uh-oh. They get another 2 1-1s. Honest deck is pretty cool. Now we could play this, but I'm actually not going to. If we swing here, they have to double block. At least Thalia has first strike for all 3, so we can successfully swing there. I'm curious to see what they do with the Evolved Sleeper, because we have the Sleeper ability. So they'd have to double block there, and getting some of these soldiers off the board is essential now that they only have 1 Iconoclast on the board. Yeah, I'm curious. They also don't know what's in our hand too, so maybe playing the Seat of the Empire would have been good to keep 2 open. Yeah. So we take those 2 out regardless. So we're not going to activate the ability. We'll just keep the swamp open, and I think we keep Seat in hand. Never mind. Never mind, here's why. If we see a 6th mana, then we can Intrepid Adversary twice, or play both of our 3 drops. That was a close one, guys. I almost kept Seat in hand, but yeah. Seeing our 6th mana could be huge for us. Loran hits one of the artifacts at the very least, right? Meeting of Minds keeping their hand stocked is scary business. I don't know. Monastery Mentor. Dude, we're in trouble, man. Holy cow. Luckily, we have Thalia on the board, making it a little harder for them to do things, right? Yeah, I don't know if they have enough. Unless it's... Yeah, it might be their 3rd Stoke the Flames, guys. It looks like it is. They go Red Source from Sundown Pass, tap a bunch of creatures down. They get their Iconoclast back. Yeah, 3rd Stoke the Flames. That's rough, man. They definitely have They definitely have the mana for all this. Mentor gets them stuff. Iconoclast gets them goodies. Oh, man. Yeah, we're in trouble, guys. I don't know if there's going to be a way through here. The 3rd Stoke the Flames might have been the nail in the coffin. Prowess. This is just a human monk. Loran doesn't hit it. Elspeth Smite does, though, but that's not going to do too much. If we go Adeline, and we have Elspeth Smite open, swing with Thalia, or both, because Elspeth Smite is open. Yeah, since we're in trouble anyways, we're just full swinging, man. I think this is the opponent's, but I guess at this point, you never know how much extra damage we could potentially slip through. Elspeth off the top would be insane. Our 5-drop Elspeth? Give the Adeline flying, get over all of it, right? They go for the chump on the Vanguard. Huh. So is it going to be like another meeting of minds? Or just... I guess if it's another meeting, they get the prowess, and then we are forced to do Elspeth Smite to make sure our Vanguard doesn't die. Well, these prowess decks look kind of insane, man. They really do. We really tried to keep up with the double Iconoclast, but yeah, that third Stoke the Flames was rough. I think there's really something to be said against these particular builds. When you have Vanguard and Thalia on the board, like, we made it as hard as possible for them, but the Convoke cards are just too powerful sometimes. Not too powerful, like, they're definitely, like, I want to call them balanced, right? Like, they're just good. They're just good in general. Meeting of the Minds is just overall underplayed, I would say, but that just is kind of because the type of decks that run blue currently, but in a deck like this with prowess and everything, yeah, the only reason I didn't give up yet is because we have some sick things that we could see off the top to try to keep up with this. Ooh, new Narset. Very cool opponent. Very cool. Now everything has prowess, right? Skrell. Oh, man. Are they still going to hold everything back here, I wonder? They might want to. They don't know how explosive we could potentially be. We go... Ooh, Knight-Errant. Okay. We could see, let's see. At least 3 of our creatures would be preferable. Could go Loran. Loran hits Skrell. Then Knight-Errant. Tap down Human, Loran, sure, and I'd like to keep the first strike. Coppercoat. Pay 2. So 1, 2, 3 is the best bet. Evolve Sleeper, another Coppercoat. Huh. Not bad. Not bad at all. Quadruple block on Adeline would be pretty simple for them, guys. It really would be. We can't successfully swing with Thalia because this is a 3-4. I guess prowess on everything is probably the nail on the coffin, though. I don't know if we get past the Narset, so maybe we should have swung last time anyways. Probably, because if at least they would have blocked with 4, lost 4. Flame Blast, everything gets prowess because of the Narset. Thalia's out of here. Yeah, we should have swung. We should have. Not with the Thalia, though. That would have been a block with the Narset. And then Adeline would have taken out some of these creatures at least. We have a couple blockers. We can block both of the Iconoclasts successfully. Exile target non-creature, non-land card with mana value less than Narset's power from the graveyard. You copy it. Okay, they still have to pay the ward. No. They target the Vanguard. Woo, buddy, that is something else, man. All right, well, we can successfully block here, and we're dead regardless, aren't we? No matter where we block. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Good game, opponent, good game. Even if we blocked the 5 and the 6, there was way too much on that board. GG, man. I'm trying to think if there's a faster way that we could have gotten through, but I don't think so. I think the opponent went first there too. Maybe it would have been a different game had we gone first, but I'm not sure. I'm really not. That's definitely one that I want to go back and watch and see if there was anything we could have done a little differently. That third Stoke the Flame was probably it, because if we could have had a turn where Brutal Cathar survived and they would have had to tap down a lot more for a different burn spell or something, then they would have only had the 1 Iconoclast on the board. Getting 2 creatures every time they played something was brutal. Oh man, guys, speaking of brutal, our hands have been bad. We go first here, man. I think this is a mulligan. I think these have been really bad. Okay, Thalia, Adversary. Okay, this is good. I guess we send one of the adversaries. Right, since it's a double, I guess we send one. Even though having multiple adversaries is pretty good. I think having a larger variety in our opening hand when we don't know what we're up against. More Selesnya enchantments, okay. So Thalia is really good against enchantments. So that's good news. Spirited Companion, yep. Still, the first strike is very solid. Resolute Reinforcements, alright. Well, I guess we keep reinforcements open. Keep a blocker back. I think we're on defense, but all they need to do is play another companion and get Visitor above the well, I guess they can double block, we take out Visitor. They would like that though, wouldn't they? Alright, no attacks. I think that's a good double block for them. We hit the Visitor, and then they're able to play all of their other enchantments for cheaper. Calyx, oh man. Woo! Well, I was thinking Thalia's a good thing against Selesnya enchantments, but I guess it is running a lot of creatures nowadays, so Thalia's not doing as much as I would have hoped. A chump blocker on the Resolute Reinforcements. We probably just block Elspeth Smite first strike, right? Elspeth Smite. Get that Visitor out of here. First strike takes care of that. Pretty good, man. We saw our third. That's huge for us, man. We needed that. We really needed that. Adeline or Resolute Reinforcements and get ready for the Knight Eos next turn. I think it's Adeline. Adeline blocks better. This is a great double block for us. If they double block here, we take care of Calyx, which is just really good. We'd want that. So what ends up happening is they block the 1/1 instead and let the 2 go through. If they do double block, like I said, it's good for us. All right, there we go. So we got the 2 through, worth the swing, because I don't plan on blocking with Thalia this turn because they're going to buff everything with Calyx, I would assume. So Thalia's still doing its thing, hopefully, keeping like an Ossification as a 3-mana card instead, or a Teachings for that matter, right? Okay, buff the Calyx. We have a great block with Adeline. We're in this, guys. We're in this. I just hope we draw well. Because, yeah, the draws have been rough, but land is fine. Intrepid Adversary, full buff, full swing. Might be a better surprise once we get reinforcements on the board and everything. Restock our hand this turn. Do it before combat because it buffs the Adeline, and they might double block. Buffing the Adeline could be huge here for us. Brutal Cathar, Coppercoat, both of those are really good. Swing with Adeline and see if they double block it. They might take the 6 down to 9. Hey, GG opponent! Let's go, guys! That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Oh, man, look at that board state. Woo, buddy. My guess is, while it didn't look like Thalia was doing too much at the beginning because they just kept playing creatures, my guess is it actually did end up doing a lot. Does that make a case for 3 Thalias in this particular build? No, I don't think so. I think, you know, with the couple wedding announcements, our Elspeth Smite, our cutdowns, and our top-end Elspeth too, I do think that that ends up, you know, slowing us down sometimes. But that was a perfect example as to why we still have 2 of them in here. Let's try to get one more fast game in, guys. Now, that last game, that's what I was talking about, man. I brought this up earlier. I did a couple test games with this deck, but it wasn't the exact same build. I switched around some cards. I actually switched around the numbers of certain legendaries and stuff, too, after the test games. But the test games, the deck was just really beautiful. It ran so smoothly. Right now, we are struggling to see the dual land, but, I mean, this is not a mulligan. If we mulligan, we might see something much worse, where if we keep a hand like this... Nice, now we have cut down open. See, that was really good. If we keep a hand like this, at least we'll have turn 2 reinforcements with a potential Knight-Errant. We have 4 of them in the build. We could see it off the top. Yeah, Beast Caller's a great one to hit right now with the cut down. Knight-Errant off the top. Yep, nice. Dude, this is what I'm talking about, man. Why weren't these the first games? Now we have the reinforcements. Flash that down. And then Knight-Errant on turn 3. Dude, it's so good. What on earth? And then the Vanguard is just disgusting on turn 4. If we see a white source and play both Vanguards, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Beast Caller, yep. They were probably thinking, do we play around another cut down? But I do like just playing into that there, opponent. I think you did the right thing. All right, Knight-Errant, see what we see on top, man. Stock up this hand, reinforcements and a sleeper, or double reinforcements. I think it's going to be reinforcements and sleeper, because we only have 3 mana with no guarantees of ever seeing the 4th mana for the rest of the game. So being able to do 2 things on the same turn is good. Coppercoat buff board swing. Play sleeper. Yep, sounds good to me. Now they could have protection. Let's keep the 1/1 back for now and see if they do something fancy with the Beast Caller here. Keeping the 1/1 back until we have a more successful swing where they have to block something bigger could be essential. Okay, take out the Knight-Errant. Nice. Good play, opponent. Keeping all 3 open there was pretty good. Taking out the Knight-Errant and keeping their Beast Caller on the board to be buffed on the next turns. Uh-oh. Opponent didn't see land that turn. That's not good. So Brutal Cathar probably doesn't hit. Ivar stand. I mean, keeping forests open, there's a really good chance that it's something. So we have Sleeper's ability. We're going to full swing this time because I doubt it's going to be the 1/1 that they hit. Go for the Vanguard. Buff Sleeper, more damage, or reinforcements. Reinforcements is the play. Oh, GG, opponent. GG, buddy. It was a lot of damage. It looked like they missed. It looked like they missed land. And even if it was another Tyvar stand, it would have been a stand for the Vanguard, keep the Beast Caller. They were taking 9. No. My apologies, guys. 7. They were taking 7 damage, maybe 8 if I would have activated the sleeper. But I think we're going to go reinforcements. They knew we had the reinforcements, which is probably why they ended up conceding. Because we were going to keep a nice wide board state and that Vanguard was sticking around. Yep, I completely understand conceding there, opponent. Beautiful, guys. Really, like, it plays out nicely when it wants to, I suppose, huh? This is definitely one of those builds. Well, let's get to it first. Let's actually click on it here. All right. Here's the deck list again, guys. Orzhov humans. Fun one. Not bad. I like it. This could be a way to put aggro together quite successfully. Is it worth the splash of black? In those matches, not really, man. The splash of black, I guess we did use the Dauntless General one time, but we still ended up losing that game anyways. Sleeper is really good, though. Like, we can't deny that this is just a really powerful human to at least have in here, but there's also really powerful white humans, too. There's just, like, even in the honorable mentions, yeah, really powerful one-drop humans that are just, that just require the 1 planes. We could have just played those and not splashed the black, but I still think Dauntless General is going to be worth it overall. We do see a lot of board wipes still. We're still going to be running into things like Brotherhood's End, or Burn Down the House, or the 4-mana board wipe that white runs that I can't think of right now, right? You know, the Indestructible comes in handy. Hexproof isn't bad either. I don't know. I think it's worth the splash, but in those matches, no, not really. Like, we were really struggling to see the mana that we wanted to see most of the time. I guess that could be the case of just going up more dual lands at that point, but unfortunately, Orzhov doesn't have any other fast dual lands, right? Yes. Let's go not collected just in case. So what could we do then? How much land do we actually have in here? 24. Yep, that's about where you want it when you're treating Adversary as like a 4-drop. And you always want to hit your 3 regardless, right? The double white Pips and Adeline can be scary sometimes whenever apparently we see 2 swamps and a plains most of the games, right? Or 3 plains, so we can't play our sleepers or our cut downs. Yeah, the mana was pretty bad, and maybe that just came down to us getting a little unlucky because I think we have a good number of everything. That being said, I could see dropping a couple swamps and successfully going up a couple Rafine's towers. That way, if you end up flooding out, you can at least cycle these. If you don't like that concept, the Scoured Barrens is fine too. I think the life gain is actually pretty essential on these lands sometimes, but that's usually if we're playing like a mid-range build. So if you go up all 4 of these, it's going to slow you down 100%. 100% of the time, it's going to slow you down and you're trying to be aggressive. You go up 1 or 2 of them, it might be fine. 1, like drop a swamp, go up 1, or drop 2 swamp, go up 2, or a swamp and a plains, whatever configuration you want over here. I think the swamp is probably what you would drop. No. If you go up 2 barrens, I would drop a swamp and a plains, go up 2 barrens. And 2 might be okay. It might not slow you down too often. You might just play it on turn 1 and be fine with it. Gain your life. Might keep you in that extra turn that you need to eventually buff a wide board state and swing in. So you never know, man. There's still a lot of mono red floating about. I really like the deck, man. I think anything with Resolute Reinforcements and Knight-Errant that can successfully use the Knight-Errant ability is actually just really good and just waiting to be broken. And that's another reason to only play like 2 Wedding Announcement and stuff, because this only hits creatures off the top 6. So if you have all 4 Wedding Announcements, you might see 3 of them in the top 6 and then 3 land. And oops, right? So Elspeth Resplendent we didn't get to see today, but there were plenty of moments where we were like, oh yeah, if we see Resplendent off the top, that would be really good. So I still like the 1 of here. I still think it's an underplayed Planeswalker for sure. I could see going up like a 3rd adversary too. What would you drop in return? I have no idea, man. If you're flooding out too much, then drop that land, or again, go up that Rafine's Tower, drop 2 land, go up 1 Rafine's Tower. Now you have 23, and if you end up flooding out with 23, then at least you have the potential cycle on the tower later on, right? So really depends how the deck is performing for you, and obviously what you're going up against too, right? Because what you're going up against is going to depend whether or not you play cut downs versus go for the throats or a fateful absence or your choice removal, which my choice removal for those matches, Elspeth Smite, dude, 100%. I would drop both cut downs, go up a 3rd Smite, and probably go up a go for the throat. Since we are splashing, then I think go for the throat would be a little bit better than a fateful absence, because a lot of times games go on longer than you would hope, and then they use that fateful absence clue, like get that extra card draw off of it. So that's what I would do just based on the games today. But again, depends what you're seeing, man. Yeah, this was a fun one, guys. If you made it this far into the video, then for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.